Yes?
Yes.
This is a home of the White House. Somebody say, we built this. This is the home of Congress, yes? And this is the home of the Supreme Court of these United States of America. We're in a power center, black family, the Capitol. So I thought it appropriate. Somebody help me with my notes here. I thought it appropriate. Watch this. I thought it appropriate that we hold Congress and court all at the same time. All rise. I said all rise. The honorable foundation of black Americans in session will preside. And we're not alone. I hope you understand that simultaneously the ancestors are holding court. People are wondering, why are they all of a sudden asking for reparations after all this time? How many of you all know that here and now we rep them? We are the divine lineage, and they're using us and manifesting through us and by us, and we coming to get our check. For the record, I love to talk from this book called How White Folks Got So Rich. Somebody say, it's no wonder. It wasn't because they worked hard. It was because they was hardly working. Talk black to me, somebody. I want to remind you and just tell you just a few things in terms of laws and legislations that were directly or indirectly having to do with the codification of our oppression after they claimed they freed us from chattel slavery. Yes? Just a few of those things is what they call this Indian land grab that directly and indirectly affects us. In fact, the great Dr. Claude Anderson reminded us what? He said that those the Indian laws and treaties, actually there are provisions for black folks too. He told us there was such things as $5 Indians, right? Where white folks was paying $5 so that they could get the benefits that was actually meant for some of us. Some of the original Indians are what? Black folks, and there was a provision for us. He told us in his powerful books that not only that it was the Indians themselves, the $5 ones and the otherwise that were actually enslavers. They were the ones that was catching us. We were told that the U.S. government gave them money and resources to pay us and to free us, and even they refused, so they owe us too. And then I had a meeting just a couple of months ago with presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy. We had a conversation. Somebody said I ate him up. Watch this. I reminded him that he was there representing his bloodline. But I was there representing ours. Watch this. He was showing deference for the German Holocaust. And none of us disrespect the oppression of any people. Do we, family? No. But how dare you sit here and talk to me about a German Holocaust when we've been experiencing a 500-year black Holocaust? Watch this, watch this, watch this. And every religious group, including them folks, had everything to do with our enslavement. They all owe us, sir. But not only that, I'm bringing that up for a reason. Not only that, I told him, I said, watch this, watch this, watch this. I said, theirs lasted approximately 5 years. Ours lasted about what? 500 years. And we have not gotten one red cent for reparations. Watch this, watch this. He wanted to tell me about somebody that marched with Dr. Martin Luther King. Baby, no disrespect, but we're not talking about no photo op. We're talking about somebody that has to help substantively assist those of us who created these United States of America. And after you said you freed us, guess what black folks did while we were still in under Jim Crow, just up from chattel slavery? Didn't we don the uniform, go over to Germany, and free them from Hitler, only for you to turn around and come here and call us anti-Semitic? You got us messed up. Somebody say overruled. Objection. Talk black to me, somebody. Y'all sound real good. I want to be a little technical because we're in D.C. I only got a few minutes. But since we're here, it's real easy for them to make us think that we've overcome something. Now, you giving all this money to the white Ukrainians, yes? Yeah. Oh, God, today, hundreds of billions of dollars. That's a hell of a down looking self, Lindsey Graham? Didn't he just go on television and tell us that the reason why we really fighting this war in Ukraine, this proxy war, is because they got trillions of dollars in minerals in the Ukraine, and we don't want to give that up, he said, to Russia and China. Did y'all hear that? That's our reparations. That's why I keep up with geopolitics. Watch this. Legislation, the Indian land grab, yes? Y'all, we in Washington, D.C., yes? So we got to get real technical with this. Watch this. It says what? Jefferson's curse. We're talking about slavery, the most profitable business of all time. Somebody say all time. All time. Watch this, watch this. It's sugar to cotton to oil, it says. Jim Crow laws, right? New slavery, sharecropping, predatory lending, debt slavery, yes? The curse of Ham notion, labor unions, white domestic terrorism, compromise of 1877, Asian Exclusion Act, citizenship and immigration, Plessy versus Ferguson, the president of white supremacy, Woodrow Wilson, public education, student debt, slavery for black people, wealth for Wall Street and the government, the stock market, subprime mortgages, sundown towns, homestead, the land is ours, farmers administration, public housing, federal housing administration, the black tax, social security, pensions, unemployment insurance, national recovery act, minimum wage laws, homeowners loan a corporation. Give me just a minute. We got to be technical in D.C. Veterans administration, and y'all, this D.C. humidity is not playing with the system with the current braids. This hair's bigger than home, about 3-4 times the size. Watch this, watch this. Veterans administration, mortgages and racially restrictive covenants, U.S. Housing Act, black consumers, slaves, forced consumerism and economic dependency, aid to families with dependency children, which is AFDC, the GI Bill, yes? The GI Bill, yes? Building of American cities, affirmative action, corporate welfare, police power, prison industrial complex, war on black drug users, white liberals, race manufacturing, Hollywood and racial propaganda, black talent snatching, healthcare, inheritance, a good old boy network, grandfather clause, bribery, politicians, lobbyists, ain't we in D.C.? Lobbyists, lecture circuits, revolving doors, government sabotage, somebody say FBI COINTELPRO, warmonger welfare, foreign policy and wars of aggression, false flag operations, white collar crime, organized crime, illegal drugs, patents, somebody say patents. We in D.C., we got to be technical with this mob. University patents and business, and what? The Federal Reserve crookery. That's just a few legislative things that you got to understand how they intentionally and technically codify our oppression in law, and it still exists today. You owe a debt to us, America. And so we're doing all this talking. We're talking about the worst humanity crisis, they say, in them folks that's ever happened. They talking about Hitler. But I need y'all to help me with history real quick while they playing about this 500-year Holocaust. Watch this, watch this. Hitler got his inspiration from who? Wait a minute, I need you to say it again. Who did Hitler follow for his eugenics? Or who did he copy? But they want us to believe that he was the worst of the worst, and he got his points from anti-black racist tactics. America, you owe us. And don't you forget it. Watch this. Couple more things. I'm going to go sit down. Can y'all hang with me for just one more minute? For just one more minute? So when I met with RFK, thank you, Precious, I quoted something from Thomas Jefferson. How many of y'all know anything about Thomas Jefferson? What y'all know about Thomas Jefferson? Y'all know I'm a spiritual, right? Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Watch this, I gotta get the quote right. I wanna get the quote exact and right. Here it is. Watch this. I'll say, brother. Watch this. In a couple of different places in history, Thomas Jefferson knew that America would have to pay for her original sin. Are y'all connecting the dots with where all this stuff that I'm talking about, making the case for reparations? Are y'all with me on this? I'm trying to let you know that one of their so-called founding fathers, that are pedophiles and slaveholders, them criminals and stuff, who they revere, watch this, He said in one place, indeed I tremble for my country when I reflect that God is just, that his justice cannot sleep forever, that considering numbers, nature, and natural means only, a revolution of the wheel of fortune, somebody say wheel of fortune, an exchange of situation is among possible events, watch this, that it may become probable by supernatural interference, somebody say supernatural interference. He was tripped out because he was concerned that there would be a wheel of fortune, a changing or turning, a spiritual interference having to do with them having to pay a price for their enslavement, their original sin. And so I want you to know, beloved, that that's exactly what we're here for now. Yes, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Now with this new contract, y'all, because we're in the place of paperwork and document, yes? Is that where we are? I want you to understand as I teach my students in my mystery school, shameless plug, that we've come to this realm under contract. And proof of a contract is when your mama went into her contractions. Y'all just missed it. You just missed it. Somebody say, what's the root word of contraction? And doesn't she shed blood?
Yes, she does.
And so it's sealed in blood. I want you to see your lines, your bloodlines that you rep here, baby. America owes us a different kind of contract. The royal bloodline that's here, that's representing us. Can you imagine with me just for a minute? That if you can see in the halls of Congress, both Democrats, Republicans, and everything in between, that simultaneously your people, your ancestors have convened and they're in session. And they're actually the ones that's moving and motivating us for such a time as this on their behalf. One of the things I told Robert F. Kennedy is, baby, America is doomed. But I'm not the only one that told you America's doomed. I wonder who else said that. Where's the White House from here? Yeah, where's the White House from here? It's down the road. Okay, how many of y'all remember a couple of months while Joe Biden was waiting to take the oath of office for the upcoming January? Do you all remember that the black bootlicks were humiliated after they helped to get him elected? Him and Kamala ignored his funny looking self. That's from the dictionary, not the dictionary. It's from the dictionary, not the dictionary. That's my book of words. Didn't they ignore his funny looking self? He ignored them, rather, right? So the Urban League and some of the NAACP folks got so upset they started to blast him, what? On mainstream media, didn't they? Say, you ignoring us now. Watch this. They say he ain't even taking our calls. So him and Kamala met them where? On Zoom. Somebody say Zoom. Because they went public and they embarrassed them. Watch this. And in that meeting, that Zoom meeting, with so-called black sellout leaders, he said to them with raised voice, and he actually used a cuss word during that exchange, but guess what he said? He said, America is doomed, not just because of black people. Did he say it, somebody? He knows the same thing that Thomas Jefferson knows, don't he? He said America is doomed. He said not just because of black people, that means it includes black people, yes, but also because white folks, the Europeans here, are going to be the minority come what? 2040. Watch this, watch this, watch this. America, the reason why you catching hell all over the world is directly and indirectly related to the fact that you refuse to voluntarily do justice violence. Now you can do justice voluntarily. Finish it for me. Or, but you ain't got no choice. So one of the things I wanted to remind him, that America is doomed and the die is cast. And who are we to be patient? Who are we to keep waiting? Who else rolls around in the presence of their tormentors for 500 years and don't become Al-Qaeda on these mugs? Now, y'all know, I'm not sitting here talking about being reckless and crazy. Y'all know I'm talking about following all the rules and regulations and the laws and stuff, right? But we some patient people. What manner of people are we? Yes? That we would be amongst our oppressors and tormented for this long and still have patience with them. Now I say about them, what manner of man and woman are they to think with a straight face. You're going to play in our face. Thank you, precious. And say, why should you pay reparations? After 500 years, the Lord wants you to turn the other cheek. That's what they want us to say. The Lord wants you to turn the other cheek, yes? Well, I'm going to take you back to Sunday school with your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Talk back to me, somebody. First of all, you want us to revere this man that none of us has ever seen from over 2,000 years ago and revere this Messiah on Calvary. Watch this, watch this. But J. Edgar Hoover was concerned about another type of Messiah. I said J. Edgar Hoover, the former director of what? The FBI. And by the way, them folks want us to all of a sudden care because white folks getting caught up in the FBI. They talking about how they're weaponizing the courts now and the courts ruling against us and the FBI. We ain't got time for none of that. You gotta get behind us. Where y'all been this whole time when we were screaming about how they were weaponizing these government agencies and the courts against us, and now you want to cry a river? Well, let me tell you, it's prophetic. Their system is turning on them until they do right by us. I gotta go. J. Edgar Hoover was concerned about another Messiah, yes? What did J. Edgar Hoover say? What did the government documents show? The government documents show that was classified for a time said that he was concerned about what? A black Messiah. And so they put us under surveillance and they started to speculate about who it could be. One that could do what? Unify and what? Electrify the people. Well, let me say something to you, and I don't want to offend you. But if we're talking about a stringy-haired, blue-eyed, pale-faced Jesus in a place you call Calvary over there in the Middle East, because you're worried about him being strung up on a tree, I want to say to you something. There are a whole bunch of Calvaries right here in these United States of America. Our mothers and fathers were lynched and their bodies weren't kept intact. They were set on fire. They were dismembered. They ate the phalluses of our fathers. Talk black to me, somebody. They burned our mothers. So if you're going to say anything to me about somebody, we need to reverence some Messiah, baby. Let's talk about the one that J. Edgar Hoover was worried about. And I'm bringing them up here and now to say, for their sake, we are demanding reparations. And for those of you that's rich enough, those of you that say, I'm good, I don't need the reparations. I don't need that. And the other group, I'm gonna deal with you real quick and I'm out of here. Well, black, the reason y'all can't get legally no reparations, because you're using the word black, and you gotta be a nation to be black. Stop using the word. Let me help you understand something. Imagine your mother screaming after having been raped and your father sodomized by that man. Imagine them running with terror. Imagine them seeing one of their other families and loved ones stuffed into a barrel with spikes inside and rolled down a hill. Imagine the terror of that. Our demand for reparations is not about what economic situation you find yourself in now, fool! It's about the blood of your mothers and fathers that demand it. Say it again, sister. Y'all repeat after her. Repeat after her. Repeat after her. And for those of you that say black, can I get real esoteric on you real quick? Because y'all tell me, I know y'all in here, some of y'all standing here listening to me now, some of the haters especially. Watch this, watch this. Don't y'all tell me that the reason we can't get it is because we use the word black, and the word black means what? Say it again. Say it louder. Say it louder. But what you don't understand about that word black and dead, that some of the sacred ancients, including the Egyptians, understood the realm of the dead, which has to do esoterically with your ancestors. Fool, which is the high court. Do you understand me? So when you're talking about black, this ain't for everybody. I'm dealing with the technical legal stuff for the other folks. I'm just throwing this out there too real quick in my 1 minute left. Black, that's the dead that they were dealing with, baby. They knew how to tap into the ancestral realm, baby. They knew how to tap into that unseen realm. So black ain't got nothing to do with that technical stuff as it relates to law. And besides realize that we have the ultimate word, the ultimate law in our mouth, and we have the ability to do what? Overrule. And we can also do a new constitution or add what? Amendments and adjustments to it. If they didn't tell the Ukrainians no, if they didn't tell legal and illegal immigrants no, then what the hell they look like telling those of us who are the true founding fathers and mothers of this country no. I gotta go. So we've held spiritual court and natural court, and so we now invoke the ancestral realm. And it is my prayer and my address to your ancestors and mine that represent the foundational, that we're representing here foundational Black Americans. And we decree and declare and invoke and unleash their power and their presence here in Washington, D.C. now. We ask our ancestors that you begin to move throughout this space and the place, through Congress, through White House, through the courts of the decision makers, the lawmakers, the lobbyists, and those that influence the seen and unseen forces. We're asking you, who shed your blood and paid an ultimate price, to be with us and to manifest and express yourself by us and through us in our gifts. Be our hands and be our feet and be our mouth. Ancestors, they have mocked us and we become a byword amongst the nations of the world. Let them know who's